Miguel, I want to start here because I knew that this would make you super, super excited. If you guys don't know, Miguel is an insane Godzilla fan. So I saw this on Bloody Disgusting. So Toho is bringing a 4K restoration of the original Godzilla film to movie theaters next month. Toho International is celebrating a 67th birthday of Godzilla. Dude, 67 years? He's that
67
old?
67 years. Yep.
Wow.
1954.
So they're celebrating in several different ways, and they're even bringing the original classic back to theaters. The press release announces today, Toho International is excited to announce a Godzilla-sized 67th birthday celebration November 3rd, kicking off with a world premiere of the 4K remastered Godzilla film released in 1954. Alamo Drafthouse Cinema will be hosting a nationwide world premiere of the 4K remastering of the classic 1954 Godzilla film. So a couple of things about their whole little party thing they got going on.
This little thing right here, though, this is like, where is it? In addition, throughout the first half of November, Alamo Drafthouse will screen fan favorite kaiju classics Godzilla vs. Hedorah, Shin Godzilla, a double feature. Godzilla vs. Hedorah is not a fan favorite. It's not.
Really?
It is really.
See, I don't know. You're the expert here. I don't know anything about those.
Godzilla vs. Hedorah is pretty much like a underlying movie about like killing the environment, and Hedorah is like a monster that's he's like a product of us fucking up the world. And this is the infamous movie that had the most interesting scene of Godzilla I've ever seen, which was Hedorah is getting away, and Godzilla, being big and luggish and can't really move fast and can't catch a flying monster, he decides to stand up straight, look down, and just literally fire beam himself up like a rocket and just push himself out. It's the most hilarious, outlandish shit ever. You could see the wires of the puppet going up and then going sideways. It is hilarious. And he doesn't fly forward. He flies backwards.
Yeah.
So he doesn't know where he's going. He's just going, he's just having at it. He's just like shooting his I guess it's steam technically and back then, but he's just firing it like a steampunk engine, just going backwards, not knowing where he's going, and just somehow lands on Hedorah. And that's honestly, fair. He's probably the most disgusting monster in the Toho franchise. It's not the best. I wouldn't say it's a fan favorite. I could think of 5 different other films in the Heisei franchise that would have been better. Just saying.
Yeah. So I'm not going to read all of this verbatim. The screenings will be held at over 24 locations across the U.S., including flagship theaters in New York, Los Angeles, San Francisco, and will mark 67 years since Godzilla's first appearance in Toho's. How do you say it, Miguel? What's the proper way to say it?
Where am I going right now?
The original name.
Oh, Gojira.
Gojira.
Yeah.
The classic monster movie, widely regarded as a masterpiece that continues to shape the course of worldwide pop culture. And as you said, they're also going to show Godzilla versus Hedorah, Shin Godzilla. I've actually seen, I don't remember where I watched it. I watched part of Shin Godzilla, like half of it or something, with like US dub. Or
it's like
subtitles or something like that.
Shin Godzilla is probably the most realistic
it's strange though too
movie as to like how would we react to like if Godzilla really did show up. Like most of the scenes is the government saying, what the fuck do we do, guys? Like they're we don't know what to do. And honestly, like the theories of Shin Godzilla is pretty interesting because obviously I think someone said that the Shin Godzilla we got wasn't even like a final form. Like he had stages of the transformation, and like that was not like the Shin Godzilla we got at the end was not the final form. Like there was more to his shit, and there was levels to this shit, and that would have been interesting to see. But
it's like a video game.
Yeah, exactly. It's like when his health bar goes down, he just mutates more.
Yeah,
kind of like Resident Evil. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly like in Resident Evil, where they just keep coming no matter what you do.
Exactly.
So they've teamed up with a couple different people. There's going to be new Godzilla merch that they're going to drop on the official Amazon store. There's going to be the 1978 animated series. And there's also a new, I thought you would like this, Miguel. There's a new Godzilla documentary series that's going to be coming out as well.
Yeah, I'm cool with that. I'm always
which is pretty cool.
To learn more about it.
Yeah.
That sounds I'm such a fucking nerd. I have a book over here. Where is it called? Godzilla on My Mind. If you guys don't know, it's by William Tsutsumi, I think. Yeah. And he's just a guy that just been a huge fan of Godzilla, and he just, he talks about his life as, as a fan, and it's pretty dope story.
Yeah. Let's see. So about the screenings, obviously we know there's going to be screenings of that new 4K restoration. From November 5th to 11th, the festivities continue to select the Master, blah, 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 blah. They'll screen Godzilla versus Hedorah. They'll screen Shin
Strangest
Godzilla.
Adventures. Yeah, I agree.
Then they will also do a must-see double feature spectacular. 2 classics of the Heisei era never before seen in American cinemas. 1984's The Return of Godzilla, which is the kickoff to the Heisei era and a direct sequel to Gojira, which was heavily re-edited and re-released in the United States as Godzilla in 1985. I didn't know the release of the original version has never been officially screened here.
It hasn't, because again, like when it crosses the pond, like it has to go through obviously Hollywood, and they obviously take liberties on themselves.
Yeah,
it's like the same. It's the same thing with like the original. Like I'm curious, is this original gonna have? Fuck, I forgot his name. Hold on, I need to look this up, because the white guy, the white American journalist that's in the movie in 1954.
Yes. Yeah.
He was not in the original cut.
I couldn't tell you anybody's name, but I remember him.
Yeah, but he was not in the original cut. Not at all. And
really?
Yeah. If you it's so fucking funny. Like when it went to the United States, Hollywood thought there needed to be a white American actor in that movie. So they spliced this man in the movie. And he had to act around these people. It was a next gen level of Hollywood filmmaking. And if you watch the movie, I hope if they use that version, if you watch it, you could see him like talking and narrating what's going on, but he never acknowledges anyone in the film. No one talks to him directly, and he doesn't talk to anyone directly.
That's pretty interesting.
He's just there, spliced into the movie while the movie's going. He's like over here while everyone is like over here like figuring out what's going on. He's over here like this. He's just like a journalist, just like talking to himself. And he looks at some of the Japanese people, but they don't acknowledge him whatsoever. It's the most hilarious shit ever.
He's just kind of there in the room.
Yeah, he's just kind of there. When I found that out, I rewatched the original 1954, and I died laughing about how much he just does. Like you could honestly cut him out of the movie, and
pretty
the movie would have kept going. It's hilarious. I need to find out who that actor is though, because by golly, it's fucking hilarious. Let me see. Where is he? Oh my god! Even in Wikipedia, I don't see him. He's not in the Wikipedia cast.
That's funny.
That is so bad.
He's completely irrelevant.
Yeah, because the main, like one of the main characters is Hideko Ogata, which is one of the other people, and the most important one, which is Akihiko Hirata, who plays Dr. Serizawa, who is the most famous character in the Godzilla franchise. He's reoccurred
quite a few times, right?
His name is echoed through the entire franchise. Like he is the man who killed Godzilla and created what we know as the Oxygen Destroyer. Obviously, Legendary Godzilla took its own liberties, which I don't mind because I would love to have seen, and it actually made it very poetic. So if you guys don't know, in the original 1954, Dr. Serizawa creates the Oxygen Destroyer, kills Godzilla, and that creates an echo all the way up to, I think, 2004 with Godzilla against Mechagodzilla.
Right.
And in 1994 with Godzilla versus Destroyer, like Dr. Serizawa's name has been echoed throughout the franchise. And when it came to Legendary, and I found out that I forgot who the actor's name is, but when I found out that Dr. Serizawa was going to be in the Godzilla franchise in Legendary, I was pretty excited by it because I was thinking, okay, we're going to get a confrontation between Godzilla and Dr. Serizawa, and as he kills a legendary Godzilla 2014. But we didn't get that. We got an entirely different rendition of Dr. Serizawa. It's like this guy who was just a fan of Godzilla and wants to know more about it and understands his Godzilla's presence in this nature. And whenever and I'll get spoiler alert, in Godzilla King of the Monsters, Dr. Serizawa sacrifices his life nuking Godzilla, which is complete polar opposite of what happened in the original 1954. So I think it's just really poetic to know that Legendary did its own. That's the most beautiful example of a director taking source material, taking liberties, and then making something even more beautiful in my eyes.
Right.
Which obviously, if you guys are not Godzilla fans, you probably don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. But if you are, please let me know. Like, did you think that Legendary's Dr. Serizawa was a good rendition of who we knew back then in the old Godzilla franchise? I personally thought so. It was a great rendition of Dr. Serizawa. So yeah, I'm 100%. Sure. Also, I think I don't know if Serizawa was mentioned in Return of Godzilla or Godzilla versus Biollante. I'm not sure. I'll have to rewatch those, but his name echoed throughout the entire thing, and he is like the main character. But back to what I was saying about the American dude, yeah, it like I don't know what Hollywood was fucking thinking with that. Like it was absolutely ridiculous.
So
like,
did they add him in after the fact?
They added him
because
in
you said he's not in the
movie.
original. He's not in the original cut, right? What was released in Japan, he's not in that.
Yeah, he's not in the Japanese cut.
That's interesting.
When it went to Hollywood, they spliced him in.
That's really interesting.
Hilarious.
Like almost like why? Like
it was just just back then Hollywood always has to I guess Hollywood was semi-racist. If they're gonna allow a Japanese movie to come in, there has to be some white blood in it. I guess I don't know, but yeah, I wonder which version they're gonna use, either the
I don't know
actual Japanese cut of the original or the Hollywood version of it. Which it doesn't knock away from the story at all, because again, he has no legitimate presence in that movie whatsoever. It's just fucking hilarious to watch now that I know who he is and how he got in the movie.
Right. So they're also going to do a screening of Godzilla versus Biollante, that's also never been released in American theaters. It was released in the US, but it was straight to
DVD.
To DVD
or VHS.
Well, yeah, at that point it would have been VHS. So yeah, it'll be pretty cool, man. Tickets for all films, Draft House. Let's see where Miguel, let me see if there was anything else going on in this. Not really in this article. Let me switch over here. We're going to see where they're doing these screenings, because honestly, I'd like to go. I think that'd be kind of cool.
I would love to go. I'm just too busy looking at pictures of what's his name? His name is Raymond Burr, the American reporter. And you can see scenes like he looks out of place. It's hilarious.
Here we go. Godzilla, happy birthday, Godzilla. 4K. Does it have theater locations though? So obviously, like we said, they're not only showing the 4K restoration of Godzilla, I guess we have a little trailer here.
Oh, we do.
So not only are we getting the 4K restoration of the original film, they are also going to stream Godzilla vs. Hedorah, Shin Godzilla, The Return of Godzilla, Godzilla vs. Biollante, and that's gonna be pretty cool, man. I wish there was a list of theaters.
Ooh, go down. Hold on. Go back down. What was that? That's pretty dope.
Yeah, that's
I'd
cool.
put that in my collection.
I'm sure you would. I don't know why there's not a list of theaters.
I think they're still probably trying to figure that out, because of COVID. They don't want to set a list because a lot of people are going to be in there.
To see Godzilla 4K in a theater.
Who the fuck says in the galaxy?
Challenge, but there's one performer, yada 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 yada. At Select Alamo Draft House. What is that? Alamo Draft House. Let's see. Alamo Draft House. What is that? The headquarters is in Austin, Texas. Theaters. Let's see. Theaters.
We're going to Texas, guys.
Theaters.
We're going to Texas.
So they have okay, Miguel. They have theaters in Austin, Texas, Charlottesville, Corpus Christi, Dallas, the DC area, the Bay Area, Denver area, El Paso, LA, NYC, Chicago, San Antonio, Raleigh, Omaha. Yeah, we're not going to see this. I'm sorry, Miguel.
Chicago's close enough. Boy, you went to Cleveland to look at a house.
Okay, we went to Cleveland for more than just the house, too.
I know. Well, I might take the trip. I don't fucking care.
You'd go to Chicago just to see that?
Sure, why not? We're young. We're in our 20s. Why the fuck not?
That's fair.
Have some memories.